today. Quick question for you. Have you ever been marked down in Spanish class for not correctly spelling the plural of words? Would you like to learn the 3 simple rules for making words plural in Spanish? Well, stay tuned. I will teach you that and more coming right up. Great. I'm glad you tuned in. So let's go. Let's talk about how to make nouns plural in Spanish. Rule number 1. If a noun ends in a vowel, add S. Your example is the word teléfono. Teléfono. What does that sound like in English? Telephone. It is. It's a card name. Telephone. Teléfono. You add the S to it and you have teléfonos. Teléfonos. Now, side note, you're going to want to say teléfonos because that's how the English would pronounce it. But if you remember, we talked about how to pronounce anything in Spanish. The accent mark tells you to stress the E. Teléfono, teléfonos. Okay, rule number 2. If a noun ends in a consonant, add ES. Here's your example, the word marcador. Marcador. What does marcador sound like? Marker. Marcador is a marker. When you add the ES to it, you have marcadores. 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 And finally, rule number 3. If a noun ends in a Z, change the Z to a C, then add ES. The word example is lápiz. Lápiz. The sound now is lápices. Lápices. So we changed the Z to a C and added ES. Lápiz, lápices. And don't forget, where that accent mark is written, that's where you're going to stress the word. Lápiz, lápices. Okay, so those are the 3 rules of how to make nouns plural in Spanish. But there's something else you need to know that's unique to Spanish, is that not only do the nouns get pluralized, but also the adjectives too. So adjectives get pluralized too. Okay? Here's what that looks like. Our first example was teléfono. Teléfono. Our first example of how to make a word plural was teléfono. Right here I wrote a sentence. Hay 3 teléfonos rojos. There are 3 red telephones. So telephone is plural. Rojo is the adjective. So rojo describes the telephones, but it has to be made plural as well. It doesn't make it plural in English, it just needs to be there grammatically. So the second rule, remember, is that if a noun ends in a consonant, you add ES. Remember, we made the word marcador plural. So here's your sentence. Hay 2 marcadores negros. There are 2 black markers. Marcador is the noun here, and negros is the adjective. So since marcador was made plural, then negro has to be made plural as well. Hay 2 marcadores negros. There are 2 black markers. And finally, the last rule about changing the Z to a C, then adding ES. Here's your sentence. Hay muchos lápices de colores en la caja. Lápiz is the noun. That's been made plural. And then de colores, colored pencils, de colores. Colores is the adjective here because it describes the pencils. So colores, color, needs to be made plural. So hay muchos lápices de colores en la caja. There are many colored pencils in the box. Guys, this has been all about making nouns plural in Spanish. Now, some of you may have noticed this sentence on the side of the board, and I'm going to step out the way real quick so that you can see that and zoom in on that. All sentences must agree in both number and gender. What does that mean? Well, to have a sentence agree in number, that's exactly what we did today, right here. So this sentence, hay 3 teléfonos rojos. The word teléfono is plural. So that means rojo is plural. The entire sentence is in agreement. The entire sentence is plural. That's basically what that means. The sentence has to all agree. Now, this part of it, that the sentence must agree in gender, Well, you're going to have to tune in next time to my next video, and I will explain that to you. But until then, thanks for watching. Peace.